Hi everybody, it's Mr. Nathan. Today we're going to read Scissors, Paper, and Sharing by Anastasia Suen and illustrated by Jeff Emeler. Omar and Alex walked into Mrs. Calhoun's art room. "I hope Mrs. Calhoun comes back soon," said Omar. "Me too," said Alex. "Miss Alice is a nice substitute, but it's not the same." "Okay, class," said Miss Alice. "Today we're going to make a quilt." "Sewing," said Alex. "Yuck." "We have all of this paper," said Miss Alice. "Come and grab what you want and get started." Omar raised his hand. "A quilt isn't made from paper, it's made from cloth." "We don't have time to sew," said Miss Alice. "Mrs. Calhoun is coming back tomorrow." "Mrs. Calhoun is coming back," said the class. "Didn't I tell you?" asked Miss Alice. Omar looked at Alex. Alex just shrugged. "We have to get started right away," said Miss Alice. "We want this room to look wonderful." Omar raised his hand again. "Yes, Omar?" asked Miss Alice. "How are we going to make a quilt out of paper?" asked Omar. "Didn't I tell you?" asked Miss Alex. Omar shook his head. "Oh," said Miss Alice, "everyone will make a square. We'll put them on the bulletin board. Then it will look like a quilt." "Thank you," said Omar. "Now come and get your paper," said Miss Alice. "Hurry, we don't have much time." Suddenly, the front table was surrounded. By the time Omar and Alex got to the paper box, there was hardly any paper left. "Great," said Alex. "Mrs. Calhoun always passed out one sheet at a time. Then we had enough for everyone." "No one would act like this if Mrs. Calhoun were here," said Omar. "Poor Miss Alice just doesn't know the rules." "What can I make with brown and yellow paper?" said Alex. Omar pointed at the poster behind Mrs. Calhoun's desk. "That poster only has 2 colors," said Omar. "But that poster isn't a quilt," said Alex. "True," said Omar, "but this is all we have." Alex walked to the other end of the table. "There aren't any scissors left either." "It's a good thing Mrs. Calhoun is coming back tomorrow," said Omar. "But what will we do today?" asked Alex. Omar took his paper and tore it in half. "Rip! We'll cut it like this." Alex laughed. "You crack me up, Omar," said Alex. "A Cub Scout is always prepared," said Omar. "Okay," said Alex. "What do we do next?" "We tear the paper," said Omar. "Really?" asked Alex. "Really," said Omar. "That's what we did when Mrs. Calhoun was here." "We did?" asked Alex. "We did when we made those mosaics," said Omar. "I remember that," said Alex. "Let's do it." Omar and Alex tore their paper into little squares. "What are you guys doing?" asked Dalton. "Making a mosaic," said Alex. "Can I do it too?" asked Dalton. "Sure," said Omar. "Come sit with us so we can share paper." "Good idea," said Dalton. He moved his chair over to Omar's table. "I'll tear this red paper," said Dalton. "Here's some brown squares," said Omar. "I'm almost done with the yellow," said Alex. "We need paper to glue the squares on," said Omar. He walked back to the table. There were 3 small sheets of paper left. "So far, so good," said Alex. "Now what?" asked Dalton. "We make a pattern with the squares," said Omar. Omar put a brown square in the corner, then he added another brown square and a red square. "We have a lot of brown," said Omar. He added 2 more brown squares. "This is like math," said Alex. "It's 2, 1, and 2. "Don't forget the yellow square," said Dalton. "Something's missing," said Alex. "Glue," said Omar. Alex looked at the supply table. "There isn't any glue left," said Alex. "I have some glue," said Dalton. "We can share it." "Thanks," said Omar. "Sharing is the only way we can get this done." That's the end of the story. We have some questions you can think about. After I read the question, you can pause the video and think about it yourself or talk about it with your family. Okay, number 1. What happened when Miss Alice didn't share enough information about the project? Number 2. Why do you think Mrs. Calhoun always passed out one sheet of paper at a time? And number 3. What did the boys have to do when the art supplies ran out? Thanks for reading with me, and see you all next time.